Welcome to Drumchapel St Andrew's virtual church. I hope you've had a good week and I hope that you're doing okay. Thanks so much for tuning in. It is good to feel connected throughout this time, and it's good to feel just little glimpses of light as we begin to move forward. So really warm welcome on today. Our theme for today is 2020 Vision. During the service, I've got songs and videos, so if at that point you want to pause me and click on the links for the songs and videos, I've put them on Facebook in the post below this one. And if you're watching on YouTube, if you go past all the list of videos underneath this video, underneath that is a comment section, and the first comment gives the links to all the different songs and videos. Our first song for today is Love the Lord Your God. This would be our sharing time, so thoughts with you for whatever's going on for you right now. If you're on holiday just now, hope that you will have a really good break. If it's your birthday around now, hope you have had or will have a really good day, and happy birthday from all of us. Here is a really amazing thing. A thermos flask. A thermos flask keeps hot things hot, and it keeps cold things cold. How does it know? Yesterday I put in 2 ice lollies and a cup of tea. Okay, that didn't work. A thermos can't do everything, but it works by insulating what's inside from what's outside. You can't always do that in life. There are lots of things from outside that impact on your life, that affects how you feel, what's going on in your life. But sometimes you have to insulate yourself just to give yourself a chance to think, to make calls on what you're going to do about something, how something is going to work for you. Not to remove the things that are outside completely, and not so that they don't affect you at all, but to know what things are going to encourage you and be positive in your life, what things are going to help you, what things are going to make a difference to you, help you to grow as a person, to be able to do things better, to become more who you want to be, and also to know what things are going to pull you down and to be able to let them go. You want to listen more to the people that help you to feel good about yourself and help you to be the best you can be, and listen a lot less to people that make you feel bad about yourself. In today's Bible story, Jesus is saying that God helps you to work out the right things for you to hear, for what things are important and what things are just background noise, what things you gotta let go because they really aren't doing you any good. We are all more likely to hear things that are negative about us than we are to hear things that are positive about us. And that's hard. Maybe today, that's where we start changing that. Today's story is about turning that around, hearing the positive and not getting hung up about the negative. when you get that, you'll know what's cool and what isn't. Let's do a prayer. God, it's so easy to hear negative things about ourselves and to let them pull us down. Help us to let them go and help us to hear the positive and to let them build us up. Help us to know who to listen to and who not to listen to. What's important and what's just background noise. Amen. Our song is Circle of Life. Let's do a prayer. I'd invite you to make yourself a part of this prayer. God, just for a moment, I insulate myself from all that is going on around me. Not necessarily removing it, not devaluing it, but allowing myself space to take it in, to evaluate, to assess all that's impacting on me from outside. All the information I get isn't of the same value. Every voice doesn't carry the same weight. My thoughts are sometimes skewed by things and voices from outside myself. I recognise that opinion is not always truth, and that compliments, affirmations, kind words are not worth any less than criticisms, judgments, and harsh words. In fact, they are worth so much more. In this moment, I step back and allow myself just to discern all that comes my way. In this moment, I don't want to fix it, sort it. I just want to take it in. It's good to feel that the situation with coronavirus is showing some improvement. But a thought for those who are still suffering and still fighting this virus. A thought for all who have lost people they love, in whatever way, and for the difficulties they face at this time. A thought for all who face hard choices, for all who are travelling hard roads. A thought for asylum seekers and for the additional complications and fears they are facing at this time. A thought for the decision makers in government and beyond. A thought for all who need me to care today, whether practically, emotionally, or spiritually. in this moment. I will find courage to feel the fear and do it anyway. I will end the struggle and learn how to dance with life. I will embrace uncertainty. Amen. Our Bible reading is from Matthew chapter 11, from verse 16 through 19. Jesus said, "Now to what can I compare the people of this day? They're like children sitting in the marketplace. One group shouts to the other, 'We played wedding music for you, but you wouldn't dance. We sang funeral songs, but you wouldn't cry.' When John came, he fasted, drank no wine, and everyone said, 'He's got a demon in him.' When the Son of Man came, he ate and drank, and everyone said, 'Look at this man. He's a glutton and a wine drinker, a friend of tax collectors and other outcasts.' God's wisdom, however, is shown to be true by its results." And a poem by Norman McCaig called Small Boy. He picked up a pebble and threw another one into the sea, and another, and another. He couldn't stop. He wasn't trying to fill the sea. He wasn't trying to empty the beach. He was just throwing away. Nothing else but. Like a kitten playing, he was practicing for the future, when there will be so many things he will want to throw away. If only his fingers will unclench and let them go. And our song is The King of Love. 2020 vision does not mean you have perfect vision. It's an indication of the clarity of your vision. And I think today's story is about clarity of vision, about how you see yourself. Oh, Jesus sounds so ticked off in today's story. Sometimes people just get to you. Jesus finds himself in a no-win scenario. Whatever you do, you are never going to please everyone. John the Baptist is criticised for being too strict. Jesus is criticised for being too lax. This story is a warning against people-pleasing. People-pleasing is insidious. It overshadows your own intuition and your own sense of self. You will not ever be perfect. You probably knew that. That's not what 2020 life vision means. You know, you may have to apologise. You may have to turn around a mistake. But you don't have to justify yourself, and you don't have to explain yourself to anyone. This story is about being true to yourself. because that's where you find God's wisdom. There are no rules here, no instructions on what you have to do. Where you find God's wisdom is along your own path. It's a journey. Don't ever let anyone undermine you. Learn who to listen to and learn who not to listen to. When you're true to yourself, that's where you will discover God's wisdom. And that's where you'll discover true happiness. One of the things I've been trying to do over the past few years is not to use the word should, because should always takes you to a negative place. I should do this. I shouldn't have done that. Today's story is about changing that mindset. You are not defined by the opinions of others. In the movie Mamma Mia, Here We Go Again, Sophie has a fallout with her partner Sky. Rosie and Tanya are trying to persuade Sophie to call him. Sophie says, "What would I say?" Tanya says, "You would say, I love you more than I love this argument." Too often we get stuck. We get stuck with an argument, with a principle, with what somebody else thinks of us. You can always turn things around. Sometimes you've got to challenge what someone else thinks. And sometimes you just got to let it go. But always, you've got to see bigger. A question that is always worth asking yourself is, would I rather be right or be happy? I was looking at deodorants in Morrison's the other day. I usually get links, but to be honest, it's never worked for me quite the way it does in the adverts. As I was looking along the deodorants, I came across this. Leather and cookies. Leather and cookies. What a weird combination. I'm thinking that's sort of like 50 Shades of Grey meets afternoon tea. But maybe you gotta not analyse. Maybe it's just about trying it. And if it works for you, great. And if it doesn't work for you, you never need to use it again. God's wisdom is found along your own path. There's a really good scene in the movie The Matrix where Neo is beginning to discover his powers. Agent Smith shoots at him and Neo slows time so that he can dodge the bullets. I think that's a good picture for life, of living in the moment, of recognising that actually you do have the power to slow time, the power to step back and to see things more clearly so that you can deal with them better. The bullets might still come, but you can react before they hit you. Life is never going to be free of hard things, but you can learn to respond to things in a different way. If someone throws you a ball, You don't have to catch it. And don't panic when you watch the next video. You haven't had another 5 months in lockdown and suddenly found yourself at Christmas. It is a Christmas video, but its message is universal. And so please pause me and watch a video which is called The Supporting Act. What you do really matters to those around you. You can inspire someone. You can encourage someone in being what they need to be. Because you know someone is amazing doesn't always mean that they know it. People don't always believe in themselves. And that's why you gotta let them know. Is there someone today that you need to tell they are wonderful? If so, do it. We are 5 times more likely to believe something negative about ourselves than to believe something positive. So it's time to change that. And the same works the other way. Because maybe people notice you more than you ever thought they did. Listen to the people who tell you you're wonderful. Because they're right. And they are the people who will show you what you can become. Paulo Coelho said, "The world is changed by your example, not by your opinion." Let's do a prayer. God, when I reflect, I recognise how often I am influenced by the opinions of those around me. How I want to please others, sometimes at the expense of myself. How I'm way more likely to hear a negative than a positive about myself. Today, I seek wisdom to change my mindset and to discover who I can be when I listen to the right voices. Amen. I invite you now to share a moment for reflection. The bit of music that we're going to listen to during our moment for reflection is called Om Mani Padme Hum, and it's by Desert Rose. Our next song is 10,000 Reasons. Thanks so much for checking in for today's service. It has been lovely to connect with you. I hope that you will have a good week ahead. Take care. Our closing song is I Am a New Creation. And again, I have linked our closing prayer. May God's blessing surround you today. Take care.